Hello everyone, Carol Garrison here with Carol's Creative Escape. Tonight is Monday, June 13th, and it's time for another Make It Monday. And I really appreciate everybody who's stopped in to join me here. If you're new to the group, like I said, my name is Carol Garrison with Carol's Creative Escape. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 10 years. And each week I show up live here on Facebook featuring a card. Sometimes it's a fun fold, sometimes it's one featuring paper, sometimes it's one featuring a stamp set. But I try to share with you easy to make cards that you can mail and send to friends right away. And hope to do that tonight. I would put tonight's card in the easier category. So we will be sharing a little bit on that. And then also I will share with you a couple of designer series papers so that you can see those as well. And talk to you a little bit about an upcoming class that I'm going to have too. So I have rushed home from a potluck for a group I work with, and it's humid here in Minnesota, so the curls and waves are starting to come out a little bit in my hair. Oh well, that's me, that's what you get. So anyway, we are going to go. Hi Stephanie, how are you? Glad that you could join me tonight. Anyhow, we are going to kind of work with that. And lots of stuff is happening right now in Stampin' Up! Too. So if you're a bargain shopper, make sure you check out the clearance rack on my on my business page with Stampin' Up! That website, because there are a lot of items that have gone on clearance. Some have sold out already. Hi Pam, thanks for joining us. And there's some good bargains to be buying. We have a new catalog coming out that starts a new mini catalog July 1st, and there's some fabulous stuff in there. I was really hoping that I might have a couple things I could just give you sneak peeks of tonight, but my package got delayed in Commerce City, Colorado due to a railroad malfunction. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I don't have it yet, so hopefully tomorrow it'll show up here at my house and I can share something with you later. So let's go ahead and get started. The card I'm working on with you tonight is, like I said, a fairly easy card. I've embellished it a little bit with some embossing and that type of thing. But I am featuring the perfectly penciled designer series paper, and also the He's the Man designer series paper that I used last week. I wanted to show you a couple different things that you could do with that. So let me go ahead and flip my camera over here just a second. Instead of seeing my ceiling, hopefully I can let you look at my lighthouse picture and my refill inkers there. Just a second. This always takes a minute because I had to remember which items I need to. And now you're going to see my fingers because I need to switch my phone around completely. I'm not doing this very well tonight, so close your eyes if you're one that gets seasick when you see people moving stuff like this. I apologize for that. I'm going to lift my phone up just a titch. Okay. And you get to see my messy desk a little bit too. Oh well. I try hard to keep things neat and it just doesn't work for me. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Anyhow, this is the perfectly penciled designer series paper, and I'm pretty sure I've shared this with you before. It's all a black and white pattern designer series paper that you can color on. It's a lot of fun to color and make things pretty. I was going to try a different card tonight, and honestly it didn't work out, but I can show you some paper that I did color to show you what it looks like if you add just a little bit of color to it. So it is a lot of fun if you like coloring. I did use my blends on this, but on the card I'm going to show you tonight I actually used the Stampin' Right markers, and that worked really well too. So that's one of the papers that you'll see in the card that I already made. And then the other card that we're going to make is going to feature this He's the Man designer series paper. And this is just great. Oh, that is not part of it. Great masculine paper. as well as good background paper, and it's got these fun die cuts and things that you can use. So this is what we're going to use actually to create another version of the card. Last week I did Father's Days with that. Today I'm going to make a masculine birthday card. So let's go ahead and get started. Here is the card that I made. This is using the perfectly penciled paper, and then I used the Stampin' Right markers in the new 2022-2024 in colors to color in my flowers, and I did add in a little Daffodil Delight for the center of my flowers, but that is what you see here. And this sentiment, A Paper Hug from Me, comes from one of the new stamp sets in the annual catalog, and it's the limited edition stamp set. I had to try to move myself up just a little bit here, so I'm catching stuff on camera. Sorry about that. What I like about this set is there's a few that don't have the Stampin' Up copyright mark on it, and then there's a group of them that do, as well as just that plain Stampin' Up copyright. You may ask why I think that's nice that they have that, and Stampin' Up actually has an angel policy, so if you're going to sell cards that have Stampin' Up images on it, you are supposed to use a Stampin' Up copyright on the back of your card somewhere so that people know it is their items. And it doesn't matter if you're a demonstrator or a hobbyist, you're still supposed to include that. That's called the angel policy. So if you have any questions on that, just let me know and I'd be happy to answer those for you. But I've had fun using the Handcrafted from the Heart and then the one-of-a-kind creation I like. But I really like this, A Paper Hug from Me, because sometimes when you're sending stuff across the miles to a friend or something, it's kind of nice to be able to share that with them. So I've just colored it. I've used our new Parakeet Party for the green paper behind this. And then this is that gorgeous Tahitian Tide along with the glittered organdy ribbon. And then I did add a few pearls, although it looks like one of mine fell off. I thought I had a third one on here. Anyhow, added a couple pearls just to add a little pop to the card. And then on the inside I just left it blank. And I do have, I'll hold it up so you can see it maybe better from the inside. I did emboss this just to add, again, a little bit of detail. And this is an embossing folder that works in the mini die and emboss machine. And it is this one called Elegant Eucalyptus, which is right here. And I'll hold it up so you can see a little bit better. So there's kind of a spray of flowers, and then there's just these hanging floral or viney type things, and this is the one that I use. So they're narrower embossing folders, so you can use it with the mini machine. Okay, so that is the card. Let's go ahead and get started on our masculine version of this card, and I do want to share with you a couple products that I'm using on this. I'm going to open this back up to the embossing folders. The new catalog has this embossing folder called Cascading Ruffles. I think it kind of goes this way, but I always use mine depending on how my paper is going to go. This is a 3D embossing folder, so your impressions are going to be really deep. And again, it's the Cascading Ruffles in the annual catalog. And I will show you what that looks like on the cardstock. Here is the card base that we're going to be using today. And I did this one more just so that I would have some type of impression on the front of my cards. I don't often like to leave them just plain. And so you can tell how deep that is. I think this would be a fun one to use with ink as well, so that when you run it through the embossing machine, you're going to get a little bit of color on here too. And then one of the other products that we're using is found on page 145 in the catalog, and it is the Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill Ribbon. It's a combo pack, and so you get the Sahara Sand, which is a nice light brownish tannish tone, and then Old Olive ribbon as well. So a nice combination to have. Tonight I'm just using the Sahara Sand version of it. And I think that is it for kind of new stuff that I'm using. I also am bringing in for this set the Paradise Palms stamp set, which you've seen me use before, and that is because I wanted the happy birthday greeting that is found in this set. And I did not stamp anything on the inside of the card, so that's where we are at. So let me give you the measurements. The base card, of course, is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I just burnished it along the score line here. And then I have the inside piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then on this card, I'm actually using 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper. One is the one with the cars on it, and then the other one, this is the back side. But I'm actually using the grid lines with the Cajun Craze on the grid lines just to add a little bit of detail. And this piece measures 1 3/4 by 5.5. And this piece measures, I want to make sure I give it to you right because I played with this a little bit, 2 inches by 5.5. And that way I've got just a little bit of a border. And then I have a piece of that lovely Sahara Sand ribbon that's going to wrap around the card. And I use, like I said, the happy birthday greeting from the Paradise Palms stamp set. And I did actually use one more die. You've seen me use these quite a bit lately because I love them. It's the Stylish Shapes dies. And they come in squares, circles, and the banners. And it's just kind of like, if you remembered, I think it was stitched shapes. So they've got the, I'll hold it up, hopefully it'll stand out against that. It's got the dotted edges that die cut automatically into the card stock that you're working with. And then you can see here where I've hand stamped the back of my card as well. So this is a quick, easy card. I like it because if I need to make a last minute card, I can do it easily. And if I need to make a lot of cards, I can do it easily. Now, because I colored this, it did take me a little bit longer on this piece, but on these I'm just cutting them, and so it goes fairly quick. So let me show you real quick how to assemble. And I did do a lot of prep work on this tonight ahead of time because I honestly wasn't sure when I was going to get back from my other engagement. And I had just a couple minutes to spare, so it probably worked out well that I did that. Let's go ahead. Of course, on the inside, I'm just going to put that in there so that I can write a birthday note or something. I'm not going to be decorating the inside tonight, but you could easily, if you wanted to do it, you could use one of the die cuts that's already done from the He's the Man and put it right on the inside of your card. Then I'm going to layer, oh goodness, these 2 pieces. And we'll just put them together. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We had a fairly quiet one, kind of around the house. Just getting stuff done. We actually made homemade egg rolls and pot stickers yesterday, which we were able to set up an outdoor deep fryer and do that outside last night instead of in the house, so that was good. Looks like I'm not too far off, so I'm going to leave that. All right, and then like I said, I've already run this piece through with that embossing folder. We're going to go ahead and tie the ribbon, and I've been challenged with my bows lately. I don't know if you guys run into that, so I am doing just the old tie the knot kind of thing, which is acceptable, perfectly acceptable to do. And then I'm just going to trim off the edges using something other than my good paper snips. And at least give myself nice edges there. All right, and then we are going to add this layer to the card. I wanted to put that ribbon on first so that I was sure to get this lined up in the right place. I want this just a little bit set off from the ribbon so that I can see a little bit of that Cajun craze on there, and I'll adhere that. Okay, and then I did use one of the die cuts from the He's the Man Designer Series paper, and I've popped that up on dimensionals. So I'm just going to put that right there. And then I'm going to add my happy birthday greeting, which is also popped up on dimensionals right above that. And now I've got a quick, easy, it's a little crooked, can't stand that. A quick, easy masculine card ready for me. I am going to add a couple embellishments. These are the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And these are in the annual catalog. They're a carryover item, so you still can get these. They come in kind of a gold, rust, and greenish tone. And so I am pulling off the rust and the gold just to have as a little bit of an embellishment on my card. And I think I'm going to put 4 on there, which kind of goes against my normal rules, but that works okay. And I have to tell you a funny story about this Take Your Pick tool. You've seen me use it. You've seen me use, in particular, this particular piece of it with the poking tool and the sticky part. And it does have a spatula on it, which I've used sometimes to pick up sequins and things, but I actually find that this works a little better for me for that. And I was watching a video of somebody doing a card, and she referred to using the stylus tool on this. And I'm like, stylus tool? And I had completely forgotten that this piece is interchangeable. And so you've got a stylus tool that has 2 different sizes of the stylus. Good grief. Very, very handy. I just had it tucked away because I was using this piece so often. So don't forget that you have this. One of the things I've seen a lot of people start doing is they have 2 of these, one that has the sticky end on it and one that has this, and then they'll also get one that has the brush attachment for brushing out the bits and pieces from die cuts. And so they actually just have 2, and they keep them set up so that they've got all 4 pieces out there for you. So don't forget the tools that you have. They're all really good tools, and they shouldn't just be sitting in your folders unused. Put away. So learn from my, I completely forgot about it. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so that is our card for tonight. And as you can see, it is very easy to change up your card, go from masculine to feminine, with just a quick change of paper, change your sentiments to fit the occasion that you need that card. So would love to see what you guys create if you choose to do something like that. Feel free to post it in the comments so that others can see that as well. And then I wanted to share with you real quick, I'm going to be getting some information out for a class that's going to be starting in July. I'm going to start taking reservations and have orders placed in July. And the course of the class is going to be about 6 weeks long. This is a real new endeavor for me. And what is going to happen is I'm going to pick out kind of a bundle that I'm going to focus on. And that will be basically what you purchase for this class. And then for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to send you links to a video to show you how to create cards using that stamp set. So I'm going to show you several different ways, throw in a technique, that kind of thing, and allow you to be able to use that stamp set over the course of 6 weeks. So I will be sharing more information on that. The first stamp set that I'm going to be featuring in that first kind of bundle piece is the Textured Chic. The stamp set itself is called Season of Chic, and that is on page 99 in the catalog. But it's this one, we've used it in class, so it's got the kind of the 4 seasons covered on it. So I'm really excited to be able to offer you some new cards on this. And there are going to be several different levels that you can purchase in at. One will just be the stamp set and dies, and then they'll kind of grow on that, and you can choose what you do. So I will be getting some information, more information out about that, but did want to share that. Again, this class will be offered in July of 2022, which is coming up real quick. So thanks everyone for joining me. I feel like it was a little bit rushed just because of coming in here so quickly on the heels of my other event tonight, but I appreciate you all taking the time to watch what I'm creating and spend a bit of your Monday night with me. I hope you all have a great week. Take care, and we will see you next week on Make It Monday. Good night, everyone.